Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Finds, and thank you for joining me today. We are doing a haul video, but we are doing two parts to this haul video because I have collected so much stuff over the past bit of time that there's no way I could show as much as I want to show to you in one video. It is a ton, and I will say I am so grateful for this haul that I've acquired because it's basically the end of the garage sale season here, so sourcing is pretty much going to come to a halt probably by next week. There might be a couple of estate sales here and there, but it's pretty much over. When it's 27 degrees out in the morning, people don't want to do garage sales. So I have a ton to share with you. Thousands and thousands in inventory. I've already sold a chunk of stuff. I got my best flatware set ever, and I've done a haul video where I told you I got 37 pounds of flatware, and I thought that was crazy. I have topped that. I have topped the 37 pounds. So I will have a fair amount of flatware to share with you. I will share a chunk this video and a chunk next. I'm trying to do a variety in each video just so you guys have different things to look at. And I'm doing a bunch of haul videos again right now because I'm not going to be getting a lot over the winter. So it's mostly going to be, I'm going to try to do research videos and what sold over the winter, but haul videos are probably not going to be happening then because thrift store hunting is rough here. So let's go ahead and get started. I do ask if you put your favorite find in the comments for me. I always love hearing about your finds because multiple of you have shared them, and I always get to go look up that item and also put it in my mind. So I'm so appreciative of you sharing your knowledge too. So let's go. Let's start. I don't even know where to start, really. So we're going to start with these. My mother-in-law picked this pair up for me at an estate sale because when we go to estate sales together, we tend to just separate and each go separate ways. And so she goes and finds stuff because usually the estate sales are crazy packed. So that's the only way we can get a decent amount of inventory is if we divide and conquer. And she picked up these for me. They're really interesting candlestick holders. They're metal and they're like little baby merman things, but super interesting. I could not see getting less than 20 a piece for these. I'll likely lot them together. I didn't find much when I just did a cursory look, so I don't know, 40 to 50 for the set. And let me move the camera because what I like to do in these videos is I will show you the item, talk about it if I know anything, and then try to put either my listings or solds or some kind of information if I can up here to give you further knowledge. If they are my listings, I have done research and I try to really price competitively, or I try to make educated guesses if I can't find solds. A pretty frame, as I've shown many of these to you. It's got some enameling, it's got some jewels in it. It's just a pretty frame. It's a 4x6. People love these. Some of these do not sell fast, but I always sell these, and I would guess maybe $15 or so for this. Somewhere around there is what I would put it at. These I haven't decided yet if I'm keeping for myself or not because I do like to keep uranium items. But these are like jadeite, salt and pepper, or no, not salt, the salt and sugar shakers. So they glow under a black light. And I already have a full set of 4 that I love that we got at a sale. So I might sell these. I paid $6 each. And I think they usually go for around 30 to 40 or so. These are in relatively decent condition. I picked them up with the possibility that I might keep them. So any money I can make is great. I'm trying to go kind of fast so we can get through a lot because we have a ton. And this is a perfume bottle and with an atomizer. It's very pretty. My mother-in-law grabbed this at the estate sale for me too. I'm not putting a cost on these because she will pay for items a lot of times for me as a gift for me to sell as her way of contributing, which is, beyond appreciated. So this I'm not putting a cost at. But it's beautiful. Blown glass, just beautiful. I imagine these go for probably around 25 to 30 is my guess. And then I got this cookie jar. at a little estate sale. And this is one of those times again where my mother-in-law pointed it out and I made a face because I'm like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want it. It's breakable and it's big. And a lot of cookie jars aren't worth a ton because a lot are worth like 20, 25 bucks. And that's not worth the packing for me on them. But this actually is because she urged me to check. And she was right. It's Beatrix Potter. I didn't recognize that personally, but she did. And let me show you the bottom here. Let me take off the top. So there's the bottom of it. What does it even say? The Tale of Mrs. Tiggly-Winkle by Beatrix Potter. It's got some crazing. It's not in perfect condition. It's got some paint wear, but I think it's still going to be a $45 piece once I get it cleaned up. And then I got quite a bit of plush and quite a bit of puppets, guys. I got one Folkmanis I'm going to show you now, but I got more I'm going to show you in the next video, and I was so excited. But this is also a puppet. It has some needs for cleaning. It's gross, but it swivels its head. It's from Harry Potter. I've sold this one before, and I don't think it's super valuable, but I paid $1.99 for it. So once I get it cleaned up, I feel like it's at least $15. I can't quite remember, but it's nothing super exciting, this one. This I picked up and I looked it up in the store because it definitely looks kind of chintzy. It's not great, but I like picking up these Wish Pets if they have the tag. And this one's from 2006, and it says Wish Pets on this tag too. And I've sold some of them, not a ton of money, but I've sold quite a few for 15 plus. And this one's an elephant seal from 2006, and I didn't find any actives. But when I went further back, I found some selling for 20. So I'd say at least 20. I paid $1 for it. But the Wish Pets, even though they don't look super great, like they're not anything fancy, some of them can be worth money, especially I like picking them up if they have the tag personally. This one, I'm so excited about her. Okay. Now, this is one of my puppets. It's my Folkmanis. You can put your hand in the head. It's also weird because you can put your hands here. So I don't know why they gave you 3 handholds, because last time I checked, I only have 2. So she's silly. And I found her at the sale where I think I got a total of 4 or 5 Folkmanis at one small estate sale. And I just about lost it because she was just sitting there thrown in with the Halloween decorations. No one had touched her. And I just kept looking at her and I'm like, she might be something. And it's Folk Tales, and that is Folkmanis as well on the tag that you probably can't see very well. But I know she's probably at least 30. I'm going to get her listed immediately and see maybe if she'll sell for Halloween. If not, she might sit for a while, which is fine. I got some more electronic stuff. My partner pointed this out when we were at a sale, and it's a Sony multifunction DVD recorder. And this was sitting there. This was our last sale we went to. It had been there for hours. And it's basically just barely touched, I would say. So I think that's still sealed, actually. It looks like a lot of this stuff, no, it's not sealed, but it looks like it's barely been touched. And yeah, the stuff is on there. But let me see if I can show you the front. It's hard to see because there's a giant sticker over it. But anytime you can see Sony and it's vintage electronics, they're in good condition, it's worth checking them out to see. Because I believe I looked this up, and I think for used, it was selling for $45. So even if I don't decide to do new open box, which I probably won't, I paid $5 for it. So it's going to at least get $45 and probably more because it is in such nice condition with the box and accessories. This camera, I picked up these little point and shoot cameras. They do well. I paid up for this one. It's Lumix, and it's got the model number. So it's Panasonic, and you can always look up the model number to help you find it on eBay. And this one is DMC-TZ3. So just look that up when you look at the bottom, and that'll help you find the exact piece. I didn't turn on at the sale, but I got the carrying case for it. I got the charger, the CD, cords. I got the whole 9 yards with this, battery and memory card in it. So I paid 12, which is a lot to pay for this. It's probably going to be a $45 to $50 piece if it's all working, which we will hope it is. Because that's a good payday if I can get 45 to 50 for it and pay 12. I'm happy with that. Now this guy, I did pick up a fair amount of electronics. I'm not picking up this whole bag. It's going to be a train wreck. But I got a Sony Handycam here, and it's in beautiful condition. Anytime you can find Sony Handycams, it's got the model number 2, the CCD-TRV138. It's in beautiful condition. I believe I started to test it, and it's a little blurry, but funny story, it had a bunch of stuff in its bag. So there's this whole bag over here that I'm not pulling up. And in this bag had just a whole bunch of assorted stuff in there, as well as some sealed things to go with it, like these. So the memory pieces for it. And so I had 5 brand new ones, and I lotted those up already and listed them for 35, I think. So I'll at least get 30 to 35. But I also got another piece in there, and it was the cleaner. I decided, because I was thinking I should use this because it's a bit blurry. And then I looked up how much it is sealed, the cleaner. I'm putting it up here so you can see what it is. And I went, never mind. I'll just sell it and then put it as is on the Sony Handycam because it's worth a boatload of money sealed. So I will just sell this one as is if I can't get it cleaned up with the imager. And then I will sell these pieces for 30, 35. And I paid 25 for the whole set, which again, this was still sitting at the estate sale that had a bunch of people because it looked like a high price, but it really wasn't once you looked inside of it. But that's why it pays to stop and look, because there was just, people didn't want to open it and dissect it. And I just will. So that whole setup's going to be a good amount of money. Even if I can't get the camera fully functional, it'll still sell for really good money because it has the charger and everything as well. And then one more piece of electronics from over here, I believe. And this is a Cobra radar laser detector. So essentially put it on there and detect if cops are trying to check your speed, is what I believe it is. And I paid a couple bucks for this at an estate sale. And they sell for 30 to 40, I believe, brand new. So I was happy with that. Now, I'm not going to save this till the end. I'm going to show you the craziest flatware find. And it'll be hard because then all the flatware I find after this just won't compare. But I went into an estate sale and I dove to the kitchen, as I do, and I found this set, and I could tell when I touched it and looked at it, quality was beautiful. And then I looked at the bottom. It's got that shell pattern at the bottom, and I went, when I flipped it over, this is Kirk Steiff. And I know that was going to be some money. So that's the pattern, guys. And you probably won't be able to see it, but it's Kirk Steiff that it says on the back. And this set, I have 10 place settings plus a serving set, and then I have some extra of like 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, probably a few extra pieces that I could make as an assorted lot. I saw someone that sold a place setting of 4, so for 20 pieces for $480. When I looked at that sold, I about crapped out bricks. I knew it was something when I grabbed it, and I was like shaking, taking it up there, as I do, because I knew it was something. I didn't think it would be that good though, because the serving pieces, like these serving spoons, can sell for really good money. I could sell this just as a spoon, I think, for 30 plus. And I mean, the forks, they are in very nice condition. There are some light scratching that I think I can buff out with a baking soda paste to make it a little, just a little cleaner looking. And so I think with all that I have of this set, because I got so much, I have another full tray of it. I think about $1,200 is what I will be looking at. So guys, that's why I did those flatware videos if you haven't watched them, because I know that some of those sold seem crazy and like that stuff isn't out there to find. I just found it. And this was at an estate sale company. I paid $12 for this. $12 for the set. So grateful for the things I've been finding recently. And that's why I want to share them with all of you and all the knowledge, because I have to, if I'm going to be graced with such amazing things, I need to share it with all of you guys. And so now let's move on to some other stuff. I found so much flatware. I have so much to share with you. And this is another one of these. I've talked about these many times. These little stand-up easel displays. This one's a brass one. Anytime you can get cute brass, metal, cast iron ones, they sell. This will probably be $20. I'm not getting rich off of it, but I paid $2. So to me, excellent. I'm happy with that. Super easy to photo and list, but people love these little display pieces. Don't get the like basic wood little ones. Those aren't worth anything. But if you can get these nice, ornate, pretty ones, they're worth picking up. And then, let's see. Here's just a little more flatware that won't have the same punch as the last one. But I got two 5-piece place settings. So that will be when you say place settings, that means your soup spoon, teaspoon, dinner knife, your salad fork, and your dinner fork is what you will typically find in a 5-piece place setting. And so that's going to be 25 pieces per bag. And they are Oneida. They're nothing super special. I'm not going to get rich off this. They're like a plasticky handle. And they just say Oneida on the back. They are nothing super special, but they're in very nice condition. And so I paid $6 per bag, and I imagine probably 30 to 35 for each set, because I think these I will need to lot up in a set, which fine, 30 to 35, super happy with it. Now I have some sheets that are brand new in the pack. They're bright yellow, my favorite color, so I was drawn to them immediately. I paid up for them. I paid $10, but the reason I looked these up at the sale I went to is because she had quite nice things. So I looked up this because it's Wamsuda, and it looked like sheet sets in a full, which is what this is, and it was a set of the sheet, fitted sheet, so flat sheet, fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases. And it seemed like these were selling for around 40 to 50 or so. So I think because it's brand new, nice condition, beautiful color, and because it's a set, I imagine I'll get 45 to 50 for it, depending. So much to get through. Now we'll have some, this fine's gonna this fine's gonna blow me out of the water. It's crazy. This is gonna be a long video. This is sealed. We went to a yard sale later in the day after a horrible community sale and found some sealed media. And I started to get excited because they were asking $1 a piece for it, like silly prices, because they just needed it out. A family member had passed and they didn't want it. They didn't care about it. And so I made a huge pile. I bought 54 pieces of it, and I bought a lot of TV series. So not all sealed media is worth it. There is a ton of sealed media where you're going to buy it and it's going to be worth $4 or $5. But if you can find out of print stuff that's not really available, stuff you don't recognize. So like this one, I picked it up, it's dinosaurs, and it's the first and second and third and fourth season, both sealed. And so this set goes for good money. I think probably $60 for the set, and I paid $2, but it's something that I kind of vaguely recognized, but I know I haven't really seen it much on streaming. So if you can find stuff that's not really streaming, that is big money. And so this set I just going to quickly go through these, but again, sealed media, take it with a grain of salt. You can scan barcodes to look it up. I didn't pick up all that they had because there were things that I just knew they were only going to be like $3, $4, if that, which maybe I should have just done a bulk deal, but live and learn. I should have, and this is Nero Wolf, and it's the first and second season. It's something I've never heard of, so I just grabbed it because it was $2. And anytime you can make lots of season series. So even if they're not sealed, anytime you can get really cheap series in lots, that will help sell your items. Not all series are going to be worth money. I picked up some in this lot, like The Greatest American Hero that I loved when I was young watching with my family, but it's not worth very much. Sliders, a show I liked, not worth very much. But some of these, crazy money. Here's another one that I picked up. I believe this is a complete series. It's called The Pretenders. I'd never recognized it. This is seasons 1 through 4. And then I got this one, True Calling. This was a complete series, 1 and 2. This was just Disney Tailspin. It was a volume 1 and 2. So I picked up ones that I looked up some at the sale, absolutely, but I definitely just picked up things that I could lot up because that gave me the best chance for a decent return. So 1 and 2 of this. I got this big collection series that I looked up at the sale. Thin Man, the complete Thin Man collection. This is worth silly money. I mean, like $7. And I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in there, but I mean, $70 at least for this guy. So I picked that up because I looked up some and then I got to the point where I'm like, I don't need to look up. I'm just going to use instincts and just make a giant pile. I have just one more to show from that. And then Death in Paradise, seasons 1 or seasons 1 through 6 sealed. I don't know, but 6 DVDs for $1 that's brand new, I'm going to jump on that. This is a Playmobil advent calendar. I couldn't find much about this when I looked it up, but advent calendar anything in a recognizable brand like the Avon one, can be worth really good money. So I kind of just went with it. I couldn't find much when I was at the thrift store, but I could tell that the box isn't in perfect condition, but I could tell that the Playmobil stickers are still sealed. And I could tell when I kind of peeked in that it was still sealed and untouched inside. So I paid $7 for this, which was paying up, but I have a feeling I can't imagine it being less than 30. I'm hoping for 40 or 50 for paying $7 and because it's larger. So we'll see on that. I did pick up clothing, guys. So I was good and picked up clothing. And I have been working on listing it. This I don't like touching. You guys know I don't like wool. I hate it. This is the Moors, Moors. It's a vest. It's cute. Like if I could touch wool for an extended period of time, I could see wearing it. And it is Lord Jeff, made in USA, 100% Shetland wool. It's a size large, so a good size. Got cute little pockets. Like it's kind of a loungy looking vest. And I paid like $1 or $2 for it at an estate sale. I imagine it has to be worth something. Then I got these at a garage sale. They are carpenter shorts. You can tell here. And they are the polo ones. You can tell on the inside too. They're a good size at 38. And they were in very nice condition. I always check bottoms of shorts and jeans because that's where you'll find a lot of fraying or damage if you're going to find it. And always check the crotch for blowouts. And this I paid $3 for. I think they're like 20 to 25 for the shorts. So nothing crazy expensive, but decent. Another pair of shorts I paid, I think $1, maybe $2 for, but I've sold these exact shorts before in a different color. They're Savani, Savane hiking shorts. And the MSRP was $54. I've sold these exact ones, I think, for like $15-20. And so I'm fine with that. These are easy, likely won't sell for a while because of season, but I'll still get them listed soon. These, I just had a feeling these were going to be that Y2K vintagey because it's got the style of Janko jeans, JNKO or JNCO that I've sold before. And so it had that feeling, so I picked them up. And these are called Empire. They have the embroidery on the pocket. They have big logo on the back, big bold logo there. They're size 34 and they're corduroy. And I just felt like this had to be something. And that I did look up, I started to look them up, and they're definitely that Y2K vintagey skater feel. So I think they're going to be 20 to 25 a piece. And I paid $1 for them at a rummage sale. And I got 6 total pairs. I got a black one and a brown one as well. So anytime you look at that kind of, it, it's just, there's certain feels to that style, and I grew up in that style, so I kind of have an idea of it, but I knew that it would be something, and I found those super late. And there's one other thing that I can't share with you because it's currently living in the freezer at my mother-in-law's, trying to be saved. And I lovingly call it the Pooped-In because I found a Rushton. I found another Rushton, and it's actually a little skunk. Ironically, we found it at a rummage sale that had been picked through for hours and hours and hours, and I lost my marbles. I was like yelling at my mother-in-law to come over and meet Pooped-In. And I call it that because it smelled like poop. It's a Rushton doll that smelled like poop. So his name is lovingly called the Pooped-In. So I'm trying to get the smell out. He doesn't have any stains. There's no reason for him to smell like poop. So I'm wondering, there was a sewer something going on at that whole sale near it. So I'm wondering if it just collected that smell. Either way, I'm trying to get some of the smell out. I'm making sure it's clean. I'm going to disclose it, but just trying to get the smell out right now. So here's a picture of Pooped-In, or what I have, so you have an idea of it. But Rushton, guys, any of those rubber face vintage dolls, I got lost my marbles. I was so excited when I found it. So moving on, because more to go through. This I just picked up because I felt like it was something. I felt like I've seen something about this, and it was at a community sale where I was desperate and to find something to sell. And it's Rainmate. Is it a humidifier, or it's a something? You put water in here and it does a something. And I don't know. I just feel like this is something in my mind that is worth something. And I paid $3 for it. It's in pretty nice condition. I think I'm going to take some vinegar to this part. It's definitely got some calcification, but I'll see if it works and see if it's actually worth cleaning or anything. Now, a few more things. We got this. My mother-in-law found this at an estate sale, and this estate sale was like, holy cheese balls, expensive. But she found this. I got to clean it. Lots of candle wax in all 5 of these. And this is, and it's a Poole, Poole, sterling weighted candelabra. And I paid $29 for it, which made me kind of, go, oh, just because we looked it up very briefly at the sale to make sure it was at least worth $29, which I knew it was going to be with its style. But I think it's going to be over 100, maybe 125 after I get it cleaned up. And yeah, I that's why it was worth it to pay up. So she found it, and you just got to find those little gems that maybe are underpriced at the sales. Getting close. These I just picked up. They are heavy duty Ram cold weather cover. I don't know. Here it is. It's car stuff. I paid $10 for it. I think probably it's worth 30 to 40 is what I looked up. So not a huge return on investment, but it's going to be so easy to pack and ship that I'm fine with that. And it was new. If it wasn't new, I wouldn't have done this. But it's basically new. Few books to go through really quickly before we're done. We've got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is, I can always tell by the spine that it's going to be a first edition, maybe not a first printing, this is at least a first issue dust jacket because it doesn't have a 2 here. And I could tell by the number line. I have a short video showing how you identify this one, and it has a 1 in the number line. So this is a first edition, first printing. It's an American first edition, first printing, so not worth a ton, but usually like $20 to $25 is what you can expect from this one, I believe. And it's in great condition. I paid $2 for it. Here is a cookbook. It's a Good Eats by Idaho Rebecca's from 1929. It's hard to see with the light. And, you know, it's not in bad condition for its age, has a little bit of a personalization on it. But, you know, it's just an older cookbook, not quite antique, but an older cookbook, and paid $2 for that. My mother-in-law grabbed this one. And then this one I was always excited. I'm always going to be excited when I find this one. This is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. And this is not a first edition, first printing like the other one I've sold of this. And that is worth a ton of money. By the way, guys, first edition, first printing of Outlander. And even the other one, the first three, have some good value. And this is definitely going to be a book club edition. We don't have barcode on the back. We don't have a price in the front. It's smaller. It's cheaper feeling, essentially. So it's just a later reprint of the hardcover. But even in that, it's in good condition, probably at least 25 to 30, even though it's just a later reprint, cheaper reprint. And then I think we're almost, this is just a little plush. It had a little lovey with it. It's Pandora, the World of Avatar from Disney. I don't know at all what this is worth, but usually these are like 10 to 12, which is fine. I paid $1 for it. I got it with Pooped In. And then just one pair of shoes, and we will end it out here, guys. Just a pair of basic Clarks. It's structured Clarks, and I got them because they're in nice condition. They probably won't sell for more than 15 to 20, but I got them for $1, and I don't have to do a single bit of cleaning. So they have passed my test of shoes. All right, guys, that is everything I'm going to share with you in this video. I have another video that will have more great finds in it to share with you. And thank you, as always, for joining me.